Hello guys, we are day one of our travel. We're waiting at the train station. It is really early in the morning and we have no clue what we're doing. Our train's getting here before the train station's even open until 9 and we leave at like 6. So we have no idea what we're doing. We have no idea what platform we need, and trying to find all that stuff online is hard to do, but
hello.
Positivity.
Positivity. The weird thing is, I think this one right here is more nervous about it because she's never been on a train before. I have once. So apparently I have more knowledge.
It's nervous, excited. So
yes, it is.
Anyways, I just wanted to say good morning. This is day one of Comic-Con. I'll be back in a little once we're on the train and I'll show you some of my snacks.
Yes.
Still in the morning. It is about 9:30. I'm starting to get a little bit hungry, so I pulled out some of my keto snacks. So I went ahead and I cut myself up some cucumber. This will be enough to last me the trip there and the trip back. The hotel we're staying at has a fridge, so I'll be able to store my cucumbers. And I just put a bunch of ranch in here, and I'm just dipping it in that. I also got some celery, which my brother cut up for me, and they're like he cut them into little like cooking little squares. So they're like little tiny chips that I dip in. So another snack I brought for myself is a bag of Quest chips, which I don't know if I'll get through, but I brought the Quest chips, and I brought got myself some of that Keto Wonder cereal, and this is the peanut butter, and I had a little bit of that earlier this morning when I had a bit of the munchies. But those are my snacks. I'm just eating a little bit of the cucumber right now. My daughter and my husband are at the food court finding food for themselves, figure out what they want to eat. I just got my contacts in. Today is Thursday, day one of Comic-Con, so I'm going as Poison Ivy. So I'm going to eat a few more of my cucumbers, and then I'm going to start doing my makeup on the train, because when we get there, we're going to barely have time to get to our hotel and get in our costumes and get to Comic-Con. And we got Nezuko, my bodyguard's behind me, and Poison Ivy, best as I could do with the masks. We're getting ready to walk into the convention now. I'll turn around and show you the view. So we're at the Sky Bridge. This is where the magic happens, where you can buy all sorts of things. I already bought a wand. We're getting ready to look at lightsabers. It's amazing it's amazing in here. So we've already seen so many wonderful people in cosplay where we've got lots of pictures.
I am on a hunt for a full-blown cosplay of Tanjiro. Not Not halfway.
We are
full
gonna.
blown.
We might make it happen. I don't know.
Might
It's
have to
getting
make it
later in the
happen.
evening, but
Yeah.
we'll try.
We'll try.
So we found a Subway. So that's what we're gonna do for dinner, and I'll show that to you guys later. Okay, so day one of Comic-Con has been completed. We're getting ready to go to bed. We're hitting the hay a little early, seeing as how we were awake at 4 a.m. So here's a couple tips. At least for us, Comic-Con was confusing. They're separated in like 3 different buildings.
Maybe 4.
Yeah.
Because there's a hotel that you have to go to get signing. And then there's a hotel that you have to go to get your wristbands and tickets.
Yeah. So my advice is if you guys can, when you go to Comic-Con, if you can get there like the day before, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah, roam around the sites, ask your questions.
Yeah, because we were a half an hour late for one of the panel things that we wanted to see because we got...
Worked out, though.
Yeah, it worked out, but we got so lost.
Yeah.
We're starting to figure it out now. It wasn't that hard to figure it out, but watch, we're going to get lost tomorrow, too.
Probably. It worked out because when we got there, a couple of minutes later, one of the Black Rangers actually came and decided to crash the party. What was going on?
It was fun, too, because he had a little speaker and he started playing the theme song for the Power Ranger theme song, so it was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
So, and then we got to see Bakugo and Todoroki, although at the time...
Bearbolt and Connie at the time.
Yeah.
Because it was Attack on Titan panel.
Yeah.
Which I have watched season 4, part 1, and these guys haven't.
Yes, we haven't. We haven't gotten that far yet.
Be glad. There's a lot of broken hardship in that one.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get into talking about food. So, another tip. Don't go to the Subway that's inside the community center because not only were they outrageously expensive, I mean, it cost like almost $70 for all of the food items. We're lucky that they had keto bread.
Yeah.
Or not keto bread, but they had gluten-free
We were
bread.
lucky they had that.
Aside from the gluten-free bread, you had 2 bread options, and that was Italian and wheat, and that was it. We found a little deli.
McDonald's?
Yeah, that's not really keto, but
yeah.
you could do it if you got a bunless burger.
Mm-hmm.
But there was also a deli just right down, like right next to the community center, and they have all sorts of keto options, gluten-free options, and stuff like that.
Dairy-free as well.
Yeah, dairy-free. I mean,
Because I suck.
and it's not
dairy-free.
Yeah, and they don't just have like sodas and like candy bars and stuff like that. It actually has a little, like, they actually cook real food. So we're gonna try getting their we got to see their menu. We're gonna try their breakfast in the morning, and
Some eggs.
yeah, they have
that.
like full-on turkey meat with scrambled eggs, and like for like $4. So we're gonna give it a try. We'll see how it goes. Aside from that, everything was great. Everybody was friendly. Everybody we went up to and asked for photos, they were very kind, and
We walked away so that way we weren't blocking anyone else's path.
yeah, or getting pictures of people accidentally that you know.
But yeah.
So yeah, and then people asked for, you know, photos of us and stuff, but they were so kind. I was completely floored by the generosity and the whole cosplay community, in general. So if you're a cosplayer watching this, don't be shy. And if you're new to cosplay, then oh man, you are seriously in the right place because they're so understanding. You know what? I am in my mid-30s, and I was there at the convention cosplaying as a grown adult, and you know what? Not one person looked at me like, wow, she's a mom and she's older and she's cosplaying as Poison Ivy.
You would be surprised.
I got compliments. I had people ask for my photo, ask for photos and stuff, but there was no shaming. There was no mean people. it was fun. And
It was.
even my husband, he had all of the security officers and police officers that were roaming around the sites that kept stopping him and talking to him because they thought he was legit real.
Yeah.
So, but then they also caught on real fast once they noticed that I was Poison Ivy and they saw his little Gotham City patches. They're like, oh, you're her bodyguard. So, but yeah, anyways, that's all I really have to report for today. We did not really eat much. We had the Subway. I had half of this peanut butter filled Lily chocolate bar, but even then I wouldn't even say I had half. My husband ate a little bit of it. I'm not a huge fan of dark chocolate, so it's not my favorite. The peanut butter tastes a little weird in my opinion. So
What flavor is this?
it's peanut butter. So I had a little bit of that for dessert, and then I had my diet soda. So we are going to go ahead and go to sleep. It's a little bit earlier than what we're used to, but seeing as how we were up at 4 a.m., we were exhausted. So, yeah. We will be back tomorrow, hopefully with a little bit more
Content.
food, a little bit more food content.
That too.
We honestly did not eat much, but like I said, we had the Subway. I had a little bit of the candy bar, and then I had the cucumbers and ranch and stuff on the train, but that was it. We were just so busy looking around, trying to figure out where we were going, that we just didn't eat much. We will see you tomorrow for day 2 of Comic-Con.
I am a Lauren Z-Side fan, so we will Z you next time.
So we didn't do breakfast. We didn't get out of the door in time for anything breakfasty, but we did do sandwiches. Unfortunately, they refused to take the bread off of it, so it's not a worry. I just took it off myself. I got gluten-free bread, and then once we got to the spot where we were gonna eat, I just took it off, and then I'm just gonna wrap it in the paper and just eat it, which is to meat. It's roast beef. So, and that's gonna be my lunch. And I've got my Diet Dr. Pepper. So this is day 2 of Comic-Con.
We're all dressed up as Fairy Tale.
Out for me was this, is I had my first daughter, this is like 20 years ago, 18 years ago maybe, and so it's like, oh, I'm gonna read her The Hobbit. I'm gonna get my daughter The Hobbit, and I'm just gonna read the heck out of this Hobbit to my daughter because I am a voice actor. And so I started reading it, and I'm doing the voices of the Hobbits and Gandalf and all that, and my daughter looks at me, she says, "Talk normal, Daddy! Talk normal!" So I read Josie the Hobbit in my dad voice like this the whole time.
The most heartbreaking story this Q&A.
Yeah, kids, I learned that kids just want daddy. They don't want daddy being not daddy and like having weird voices coming out of dad. It's like, no, they don't want that. They're not delighted by that in the slightest. Their friends think it's cool. That gets them a little street cred there, but they don't so much. They're not so much fascinated by that with me, at least in my household. I don't know about you.
Well, when my kids were really young, I would come and read to their school. Once a week, I would read story time at their school. So before they were able to develop that opinion that dad is an idiot and just use your normal voice, they thought, oh, my friends think dad's cool. And they didn't, but they thought that they did. And the great thing was, though, reading stories like that for children is a great teaching exercise. It was for me, because they have no filters. And they would, I'd be doing Green Eggs and Ham and do all the character voices, and the kids would go, no, that's not right, Mr. Bloom. They'd interrupt me right in the middle of it. And I'd say, okay, well, how do you think it should go? And they'd give me a little input on what was going on in their brain, and I would make the adjustment. They were my first directors. It was fantastic.
Okay, after searching everywhere, we finally found something to eat.
That's right, we did.
Is it like Del Mar
Taco?
Del Mar
something
tacos or something like that, and I managed to get myself a taco salad, and it is a puny taco salad, but it is keto. It is what it is.
A giant burrito too.
So yeah, he got himself a giant burrito. You know, honestly, what I should have done is I probably should have gotten myself a giant burrito and then just unrolled it and took it out of the shell, because then it probably would have been bigger than, I mean, that's a huge burrito. Here is my taco salad. So, I went into this Comic-Con very optimistic that finding keto foods was going to be super cinch. It's not as easy as I was expecting, but yeah, you can do it. And here it is. I will definitely be hungry for breakfast though.
Why? Would you all watch that show?
Yes.
It's like the Snoop Dogg videos of animals, but
Oh my
see
God.
you instead.
I would love that. I would watch that.
What show would Todoroki be on?
He would be probably in the DC universe somewhere. Yeah, I think so. I don't know what show exactly. Although I would rather him be in the Marvel. I don't know. Like, here's what would happen. He would start in DC, and then there would be some crazy crossover into Marvel. That'd be the growth. I mean, I don't know if that could happen, but anyway.
It's happened. It's happened.
I don't even know about Ochako. I don't even know.
Space.
Space! Yeah.
She would be in Outlander.
Oh my god, she's too pure. Oh my gosh.
That's why she.
No, I can see her like maybe on a sitcom though, like Facts of Life brought up to.
Yes.
Right? Where she'd be like, oh, hi, Mrs. Garrett.
Gotta do my homework.
Yeah.
I really just would want Bakugo to be one of the Old Spice, like, spokespeople. Just like, look at your man! Now look at me! I'm on a horse! I just feel like he has to advertise antiperspirant. Like that's it's gotta be. Like,
That's a great idea. I like the idea. Todoroki could do the Dos Equis most interesting man commercials. Yes.
you know as well as I do, you would just be advertising Icy Hot.
Yes. Icy hot. The vapors.
Justin.
I could see Deku on like VH1, I love the 90s sort of deal. Talking about like, yeah, back when we all watched All Might the animated series, it's pretty sick. Or I don't know, on some like medical disaster show.
He's like one of the guest speakers on like the Toys That Made Us.
Right.
Like,
This is clearly Bronze Age All Might.
It's an Antiques Roadshow. What is it?
Appraising. That's a great question. But he also has to stay. Like that's like so funny. And I really, really just want the I don't even know what the song is called, but it's the Alvin and the Chipmunks Christmas song. It's like all that one. Because I just want Bakugo to be like, I just want a hula hoop. Like I just think it would be the funniest idea. and I have no idea how to legally make that okay. But I want you all to know that I've thought about it a lot.
And it will debut on the first episode of our podcast.
All right, we're back from the convention center. I had my taco salad, which wasn't as bad as I was expecting. It was very good, and it was a little bit more filling than expected. Maybe not something that I would do for a dinner, but maybe for a lunch. So Taco Del Mar inside the convention center does work for keto, just I wouldn't do it for dinner. So we were back at the hotel, took a shower, you know, relaxed for a little bit. Now I'm gonna snack on my little baby cut celery and my cucumbers. As for my complaints on finding food, that's not just a keto problem, that was a problem everywhere. Restaurants were closing at 6 p.m. and we're used to eating dinner around 5:30, 6 o'clock, so we weren't even worrying about food until around that time. And then we had to search everywhere, and it wasn't that there wasn't keto options, it was everything was closed. I mean, they had steak houses and other places, but they were closed, or there was one steakhouse that was still open, but I wasn't going to pay $65 for a steak. Not going to happen. But I was hearing other people that were in the same boat we were in that just couldn't find a restaurant that was open. Like, everything was closing down. And so the deli mart that we had our brunch at, they were super busy because all the restaurants were closing down super early, and I was unbelievably shocked. In our small little town, our restaurants are open until like after 10-11. So here in Seattle, Washington, they're closing down at 6 p.m. Okay, but anyways, I wasn't expecting that. So, but that's not really something you can plan for. You can just do your best. So managed to find something, made it work. We will be back for day 3 tomorrow. Today is day 3 of Comic-Con, and we are sitting down eating lunch. It's just the taco salad that we had, I had yesterday for dinner, and we spent all day in lines getting autographs and photos of the My Hero characters and Johnny Young, and it's been a great day. We're going to be going back into line as soon as we're done eating to get some photos. Yeah, to finish more photos. So I'm just gonna eat real quick, and then I'll be back with dinner. Okay, our trip is done. Comic-Con is over, but
Over for us.
well, over for us. Yeah, there is one more day, but yeah, but we have a 6-hour to get back, so we are officially done, and we did 3 days, so I feel like we got our money's worth. Anyways, so as you can tell from the photos yesterday, we just ended up doing, you know what, in all honesty, I did a burger and fries for dinner. So after 2 days of fighting to find even the scraps that we could find, I was in starvation mode. I had left all of my vitamins at home, which that was dumb. So I was feeling kind of sick. So I ended up just eating a burger and fries. So it is what it is. But that was just for dinner. You know, today's a new day and I'm back to keto. We got breakfast. We're just waiting to get on the train before we eat it. And I just got like turkey and eggs. How do you feel about your first Comic-Con?
My first Comic-Con was actually pretty nice. I was shocked by how many nice people there were. I liked how many cosplayers there were. There were so many. I felt at home there and it was awesome. I also loved the ideas about meeting voice actors too. Like, that was awesome. One of the voice actors for my hero, Suyu, actually wanted me to come work for her as a voice actor. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, we just gotta figure out how to work that out. But
yeah, I gotta probably finish my school before
this kid right here is going places, guys. So
who knows? Like, who knows? I would probably be the person who goes to cons for free because of those reasons. And if I do,
we
then
told
I'm
her that
gonna
when
give
she
those guys
becomes
premium tickets.
Yes, we told her that when she becomes a famous voice actress, that she's totally getting us free tickets.
They're gonna be so sick of Comic-Con to the point they'll be like, "You have a Comic-Con?"
I doubt it. I doubt it. So we've been on the train for several hours now. That breakfast I told you guys about, I didn't even pay attention, but it had a muffin on it, like an English muffin. Decided to make the wonderful choice to have a coffee when I got on the train, and the bathrooms aren't the greatest. So I'm like, oh man, I have to keep using their bathrooms because I was an idiot and decided to drink a coffee. And I'm not even much of a coffee drinker, but I'm kind of, after like all of this time, I'm kind of feeling it. So yeah, I think we're gonna hit like Sizzlers or something like that when we get back to our home, back to our car. And so, because you know what, I am craving a steak. Like, if I could eat anything in the world, it would be a steak. I'm definitely, for the next trip, whether it's Comic-Con or just anything, I'm definitely going to do more research into food. But at the same time, I don't think anybody predicted that the restaurants that they had researched were just going to be closed. So I would say on an average, it wouldn't have been so hard to find food, especially keto foods, if it wasn't for the times that we're in right now. Finally, food we didn't have to fight for. The restaurant was open. That's what everybody else is having. Non-keto, warning. Salad, food. I did not think a simple salad would be such a blessing.